Let's take a look at problem number 10. Problem number 10 does have all three terms. It happens to already be in standard form. A less than or equal to sign means that it's a less than, so I'm going to say that this is going to be an and. So I know right off the bat that when I draw my inequality, my line is going to be in between the 2 points. But we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. Let's solve this quadratic first. We are never going to be able to find factors of 34 that add to be negative 15. So this one is going to lend itself to doing quadratic formula. So if we look at quadratic formula, first let's rewrite this as a equation. And then let's remind ourselves what the quadratic formula is. So x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Remember that it's very important to not mix up the negatives that are built into the equation with negatives that might be part of your a, b, or c. So we have our a value is the 1 in front of the x squared, b is negative 2, and c is 34. And we're ready to plug in and say that x is equal to negative b, but b is negative 15. Plus or minus the square root of b squared, and b is negative 15 in parentheses. You are squaring the entire quantity of negative 15. 4 times a, which is 1, and c, which is 34. All right, let's simplify this, getting rid of parentheses after we divide by 2a. So x is equal to negative times negative 15 is a positive, plus or minus, if I take negative 15 squared and subtract 4 times 1 times 34, I get the square root of 89, and that's all over 2. Square root of 89. 89 happens to be a prime number. It's a big number, but it's still a prime number. The only things that will divide evenly into 89 are 89 and 1. So we are not going to be able to factor this anymore. So our solutions to the equation, remember we still have to write an inequality, are 15 plus square root of 89 over 2 and 15 minus square root of 89 over 2. Now, I know that I need to plot these on a number line, and I have no idea how to plot that on a number line. So for this case and this case only, when we're plotting on a number line like this, I give you permission to approximate as a decimal. So our first solution with the positive version is going to be approximately 12.2. Double check in your calculator, make sure that you can get these numbers. Don't just take my word for it. And then the minus version is going to give me approximately 2.8. Those I can deal with and plot on a number line. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to define 0 as being somewhere over here on the left because I know I need to go to the right quite a bit. 2.8 is a little before 3, and 12.2 is a little bit past 12. Somewhere about here we can call 12.2. All right. First thing we need to decide is open or closed circles. I'm just going to draw circles here, and then looking at my inequality, I see that or equal to part, which means I need to go the extra step of closing those in because I have that extra or equal to part. And because I have a less than, or you could say less than, it's an and, which means that x is somewhere in between. So this one we can write as a single inequality. We can say 2.8 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 12.2.